We were 22, 23 when we got married. And how can a 22 and 23-year-old have every doggone thing that each other needed?
Right. We
You know what I'm
didn't have
saying?
what we needed
It
as
wasn't even
individuals.
enough life experience. So, I mean, to expect someone to have just every single thing you need, that's just,
When your little girl make you mad and you get an attitude and pack your bags. Five little children that you're leaving behind. Son, you're going to pay some alimony or do some time. That's why.
it's cheaper to keep her. You didn't pay but $2 to bring the little girl home. Now you're about to pay 2,000 to leave her alone. You see another woman out there and you want to make a change, she ain't gonna want you, cuz you won't have a damn thing. That's why it's cheaper to keep her. Johnny Taylor, 1973. That was 2 years before I was born.
I was about to say I was
But I
negative
grew up
one.
I grew up hearing that song being played on the, you remember the little did y'all have like the little stereo box, like it was a piece of furniture but it had, you lift the top up and it had a stereo in it.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it had the turntable in it.
Mm.
Um,
It had the little records on the side. You could,
well, we had I think it's still at my daddy's house.
yeah,
It was the
well,
upgraded one with the radio.
ours is still it's
Um,
somewhere over there, I think, in the
the
house.
radio.
Yeah, it had the radio.
Yeah, we
They
had
would
a
play the
few of
radio
those.
low on, like, I think I think they left the radio on low all the time. And it was always on like the gospel stuff.
Y'all had the speakers in the house, did y'all have speakers in the house?
Yeah, we no,
Y'all was fancy.
we had the it was called New Tone, and it was like a speaker thing, and it's like the radio in the kitchen, and then in each
The
house,
intercom.
yeah,
Yeah,
intercom,
y'all was
and then
fancy.
you could like mama could be in the kitchen and she hit the button, and all right, y'all, dinner time or whatever.
And just people just come
And
from
then like
every which way.
the radio would be on, and then like you could turn the volume down. Like if I was in my room, I could turn the volume down. That was a neat little system, but
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what ADHD looks like.
yep.
Back to our
Back to
regularly
our
scheduled program.
yes.
All right, so this season we're focusing on how to divorce proof your marriage. So for this episode, we are going to share with you from an article that was posted on the Psychology Today website. The article is written by a divorce lawyer and it's called Five Ways to Divorce Proof Your Marriage. So basically, he said that he took his experience
Mm.
from working with individuals going through the divorce process to write the article and give us all tips on how not to get to his office.
One of the things he recommended was be a cheerleader for your spouse. And, in being a cheerleader, that means, be your spouse's safe place, not another critic. So when they are at work and they have an achievement, a goal that they've reached, you cheer them on, you know what I'm saying? And, if I know when you have issues at work, you come home and you will tell me, this is what happened, and then I'm supportive for you, and not criticizing what you've done or said or anything like that.
Just give a plug to yourself.
Well, I mean,
I do this well.
that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I do's what I does.
Oh, okay. You just give a plug for yourself.
All right. Love your partner for who they are, not who you want them to be. That's important. And encouragement fuels growth. Recognize even small victories to encourage growth.
I think we both do a good job with being each other's cheerleader. I know when you um, are in the midst of fixing something or building something,
Mm.
I encourage you, even though I don't know, the building part, sometimes you you get to my nerves with that.
What's that? I mean,
When I see you start climbing and all that stuff. But I mean, it is what it is. In the end, it's worked out well.
but you know, I mean, like, of course, like at work, they teach us like safety conscious and stuff, right? So like, it's the safety is on my mind. It's like even when I'm working and I'm like thinking, okay, man, I know I'm on this ladder because I've known people who like were working at the house and fell off a ladder on top of the house and didn't come back to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
no one
mean,
plans that though.
I
So
know
you
I
telling
understand
me
that, but it's on my
that
brain
you're
is what I'm saying.
functioning.
A lot of times people get hurt.
Plans
A
that.
lot of times, but what I'm saying is a lot of times when people get hurt,
Mm-hmm.
they don't think about what they're doing.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
You
Like,
mansplaining.
just saying that's just the reality. They tell
Okay.
us that.
Thank
We
you.
have safety meetings and they be like, if safety's not on your mind, that's when you get hurt. And that's what happens, because well, I've done this 1,000 times,
Mm-hmm.
and the minute you do it and you're not thinking about what can happen, you overstretch and you overreach, and the next thing you know, the ladder's tipping,
Mm-hmm.
bam, you're on the ground.
Baby,
Yeah,
you ADHD in
I know,
again.
I know.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
go
We're
ahead.
gonna bring it back in.
Yep,
All right. Second thing he suggests, realize that nobody can do everything.
yep,
Your spouse cannot meet all of your needs. You should focus on strengths and not minor flaws. I think that's one that um, I see a lot of posts on social media where um, I don't know, people expect perfection, it seems like.
yeah,
Um, and that's the one of the points he says is a great marriage doesn't
yeah,
need perfection. But I, I'm not a I'm not a fan of a lot of the popular psychology
uh,
things, and we have to name things, and
yeah.
so the
Everything
idea
has a
of
condition.
weaponized incompetence, I've
Mm,
seen that come up a lot where
yeah,
women talk about, you know, I have to tell him to do this or ask him to do this for him to do it,
mm,
and he does it. Oh, so
yeah,
you want him to read your mind, or um if I ask him to clean, I have to tell him that, this needs cleaning, or ask him to clean, and then he does it. And my thing is, his idea of clean and your idea of clean are obviously different. So
yep,
to expect someone to be that in tune and in sync, it's not fair.
mm,
We've been together for quite a long time, and there's still a lot of things that. Remember the sticky note by your bedside?
yep, yep.
Um, Something that you were supposed to do. It's a whole
Way
season.
before the hurricane.
Yeah, it's a whole
Way
season
before the hurricane.
that's passed.
Still ain't
And
done
so the sticky note is sitting there. So I took another sticky note
it.
and I wrote, I'm shocked this, and I put an arrow pointing to it, it's
Mm,
still sticking.
yep.
But things like that, I mean, obviously it's nothing that's life or death.
Mm,
And the fact that I remind you to do something, it'll get done when it gets done. And so that level of expectation, I think, is unfair.
yeah,
So we
yeah.
have to realize that nobody can
Well,
do it all.
and I think about, we were 22, 23 when we got married. And how can a 22 and 23-year-old have every doggone thing that each other needed?
Right. We
You know what I'm
didn't have
saying?
what we needed as
It wasn't even
individuals.
enough life experience. So, I mean, to expect someone to have just every single thing you need, that's just, and, what comes to mind, and I wrote this down in my notes, is evolution. We are constantly evolving.
We should be, at least. We
And
should
it's,
be.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
constantly evolving. So, I mean, and it changes happen on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
either good or bad, but the changes is happening. So, you have to think about, yeah, this might get on your nerves the first 5 years, but that don't mean it's always gonna be like that.
And then
Maybe
we have to,
at some point they'll get it, and they'll realize that it's we're just constantly evolving.
just like with anything else, you pick and choose your battles.
Mm,
Nobody is perfect and nobody can be everything. So you pick and choose your battles.
Yep.
Like we've talked about how in earlier years we shared certain chores, but
Mm-hmm.
now like the laundry, I try my best to stay on top of laundry because when I do it, I know I'm gonna do it and
Yeah, you're gonna get
I'm
all the
right.
see,
And
I'm
I
gonna do
know that
all the
yes,
laundry at one time and
and
then
then
it'll
it's
just
gonna
be
sit
piles
there.
sitting in the
And then
dog. Yeah.
right. And so with things like that, instead of telling you I no longer want to be your wife because of this weaponized incompetence, I simply do the laundry.
I've been telling you for 27 years.
Hey, I
Fold the towel this way. And you can't fold the
right.
towel that way. So now I got to go.
I'm gonna tell you, and this is the thing. Right now, I do laundry for two people.
Mm,
Back when we were doing laundry for five,
yeah.
sometimes six people,
Mm,
that's different.
yeah.
Laundry piled up on the chair is not a big deal when you have four kids to worry about.
Exactly.
And so that's when you stepped up and you did what you needed to do. And
Mm,
I didn't worry about the laundry on the chair.
and I say, ladies, if your man is like bullheaded and dumb enough to question, I'm tired of seeing it though. Like dumb enough to question why you didn't get this done, why you didn't get that done. Take that joke and say, all right, okay, I'll tell you what. If you want to see why I don't get stuff done, how about this Saturday? I'm going to my mama's house and you keep the kids and you leave that joker there for about, I don't know, 5 hours, maybe 6 hours. And see how he feels when you get back and you ask him, what did you do today?
And if he says, "Oh, it was good," then you say, "Cool, we'll do the same thing again next week."
Exactly. Exactly.
Because you're a team and you should function as a team.
I can't stand to hear Joker say that, man.
Well, that's we
It's like stupid.
ADHD and again.
I know.
But that just the post that I saw last night where the woman said she needed help with the coming up with an organization and cleaning schedule because it makes her husband depressed to have an unorganized and unclean home. And
Well, get the cleaning, brother.
somebody said something about kids, and she said, "Well, we have a 2-year-old and a 2-month-old."
Right. 2 year and 2 month old.
Bam.
Do y'all know how many times when our kids were young, we had toys, living room toys going down the hall. And then when people would be like, hey, we're coming over, guess what we had to do? We had to pick them toys up, throw them in the room, close the door.
That's when I fell in love with baskets
Yeah,
because
baskets.
baskets are lovely. And to this
But
day,
and when they got older, we taught them how to put their stuff up
stuff
in the
away.
basket. You know,
Right.
it's just not that doggone serious. Recognize that equity, not equality, is the goal of marriage. Small gestures of affection and support are invaluable. Embrace your differences. Healthy relationships are built on complementary strengths. Focus on fairness, not scorekeeping. Strive for fairness, not strict equality in your marriage. Don't keep no score. Let me tell you, that's the end all be all. That'll have you in divorce court faster than the mug. You keeping score. Well, I did the dishes 10 times and you only done them 8 times. Or I washed clothes 8 times and you ain't done them but 6 times. Well, what about the 4 times I did it when you was sick? When you after you had the baby, I did it the whole time. You know, all that keeping score stuff, man. Come on, that's
And
not.
that's why it's best to operate as a team,
Mm-hmm.
function as a team. And the kids grew up hearing everything under this roof produces.
Yep.
So if you're part of this family, you have to do something to put in your part.
Right.
As soon as they were old enough to pick up after themselves, they picked up after themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a part of it. And the adults have to be the ones who model those things. So,
Right, right.
and then the adults have to be adults.
Yeah, and then, there's differences because you didn't grow up in the same house. You didn't grow up the same way that your spouse did. So there's going to be differences in the way things are done, or, the way one person would approach something. So that's when you come together and say, hey, look, I don't like this. And you say, look, I don't like that. Okay, well, what we going to do about it? How we going to meet in the middle? And you learn to meet in the middle on things. But some of that stuff is people take so serious. I can't expect um, you to be Florence from
You certainly
Brady
can't.
Bunch.
You can't.
You didn't do all that. You know what I'm saying?
And had no plans of doing all of it. You know what?
I detest it.
I take that.
I detest it. Let me tell you something. Hold up. I'm not meaning to cut you off.
Sorry.
I detest it. And I may be different, but I detest it. Those routine Saturday cleanups that we had to do.
Oh,
I couldn't stand it. Oh, I hated it.
I hated
it.
No,
You know what I'm saying? So as a child, I was like, look, when I get grown and on my own, I hope my wife don't like this. I'm not finna have this Saturday cleanup mess.
If we didn't.
We might have done it a few times.
If we were preparing for something.
Yeah, preparing for something. Yeah.
And I tried, especially when I was at home, I would try to do like a certain day, a certain room, and things like that. I would try to do those things, but was never able to be consistent with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
especially the way that I work. So it was like we couldn't get no routine now because I worked 2 weekends in a row, off 2 weekends in a row. Do I want to spend my off weekend cleaning the whole time? You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to spend any of mine.
I don't want to spend none of that. So
that's not
we just have to find different times and different ways. And especially, I know for me, when I would be off during the week and you were in school, you were working and the kids were in school, that was great time for me to get stuff done. And that's when I did a lot of that stuff like the vacuuming, washing and stuff like that. And I had no problem with none of that, but I ain't want to. Sad that I wanted to just be relaxed. That you done worked all week, the kids have been in school all week. Let's just relax.
Yeah, that's not my ministry. Yeah. All right, next up.
Oh yeah.
Y'all better be glad that this one is my point,
fellas. Y'all don't like this one.
Have sex with your spouse.
Oh yeah.
So sex is not just about wanting sex, it's about feeling wanted.
Yeah.
And men and women, I think, perceive that differently, receive that differently. So for men, that's the same connection and draw that the emotional is for women.
Right.
And so if a woman is withholding from her partner, then that's sending the signal to him that she's pulling away from me emotionally. And so you don't want to be in a situation where you're using sex to as a currency.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You communicate openly about your needs and desires. And that's something that can be uncomfortable, especially when it's I need to rest, or I'm not feeling up to this. Because you want to, as a woman, I want to make sure that you're pleased, that you're satisfied. And people say all the time, if you don't give it to him, someone will. That's not what we mean. What we mean is you're married. That's a part of marriage. That's a big part of marriage. But if there's times when you are physically not feeling, you are able to communicate that with your partner. Also, when it comes to exploring and trying things, you need to be comfortable enough to do that, and also have enough trust between each other that if you say, okay, I want to try it, and then you're like, I don't like this, your partner is going to respect that boundary.
That's where that communication comes in, to be open and honest and be like, look, I like doing this. Okay, well, if this is something that's a no, right now, it may not mean it's going to be a no forever.
Mm-hmm.
It may just, I need to be comfortable enough with you
Right.
to at least explore that and know that, yeah, just because the last person you was with did it freely, that don't mean that it's open for your spouse. And you get upset and be like, well, she don't want to do that, then what's wrong with you? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And
But
then
just like I said, just being comfortable with each other.
the closer you are outside of the bedroom,
Mm,
the closer you become within the bedroom.
yeah.
And so that the more you connect outside the bedroom, you build trust.
Yeah.
You get comfortable, you're able to be vulnerable, all of those things. Once you cross over into the bedroom, it makes it easier
Yep.
to communicate to your spouse. So make sure that you are checked in and able to have those conversations
Yeah.
so that there doesn't get to a point where you're miscommunicating and one partner feels like, well, I guess she doesn't want me, and she feels like, well, I guess he doesn't need me, he's getting it from somewhere else,
Right.
and
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
miscommunication.
Mm,
And another thing,
mm.
when you are in the midst of life with work and kids, men, you're gonna have to learn how to pitch in
Oh yeah.
so that the desire can be there.
Right.
So that's, I mean,
Right.
I get the frustration, but at the same time,
Mm,
there's a lot of frustration. There's a lot that women carry a lot of mental responsibility within the
yeah.
home.
Because
Um,
I know that for women, like while everybody's sitting there eating, you already thinking about getting the kids a bath. You
yep.
know what I'm saying? So fellas, this is that time. You want to get a little hanky panky later on.
God,
So
hanky,
they
hanky, wow.
you might want to, you know, go ahead and get them kids a bath. Go ahead and run that bath water. Go and put them in the tub. You know what I'm saying? And that gives her time to just rest and relax or do something else she needs to do to get prepared so that when you two get in the bedroom, you know, things are done, and then there's more mental capacity.
But not as a currency
Yeah, not as a
exchange.
currency. Yeah.
Not, I'm doing this, she better give me some. But you consistently put in the effort. It might be bathing the kids one night, it might be cooking dinner one night, whatever it takes to lighten that load so that she knows, okay, you're a part of this, you're putting in effort,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to put in
And
effort.
do it with the intention that, look, nothing may not even happen that night, but that might help you for the next night or the next night or
Mhm.
whatever. Now, thinking about this, I've heard people say that, or even professionals say to schedule it, like come up with a sex schedule.
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
If it's necessary and it works,
Mm,
I think that especially when you have kids and things like that,
yeah, yeah,
for us, it's been like it's in place because of your job. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of what we've had to do because
yeah,
of circumstance. I
mm,
mean, I whatever works,
right,
you know,
yeah,
as long as both partners have contributed to that calendar and that
yeah,
schedule and
the
it's not,
household and
yeah,
everything,
right.
yeah.
But whatever works, as long as you are having sex
As long
with your
as
spouse.
long as you guys ain't damn working your shift and then come home and sit on the couch and do nothing, and then you expect to get in the bed later on and have some
Have some
hanky
hanky
panky.
panky. God, that's
Don't
horrible.
expect that, brothers.
It's horrible.
All
Yeah.
right. And last but not least, remember that you could get divorced. Hmm, that's interesting. So, ignoring marital problems won't solve them. Discussing the possibility of divorce can strengthen your relationship. Now, that's a little different. Open and honest communication can protect your marriage.
But don't you think, okay, if there's crisis,
Mm,
all right, so let's put it into perspective.
okay.
So when we found out about being pregnant with Tyson
Mm,
and we had moved in, and then the ex popped up,
yeah.
you and I sat down. And at that point, we were technically together. We weren't married, but we were together.
Mm,
And we sat down and had a conversation. Okay, we've got two choices. We stay together
mm,
or we split up and we co-parent.
yeah.
So I'd imagine it's the same type of situation
Right. Right.
where, okay, we know that we're in trouble. We know things are going on.
Mm,
We either need to address them within our marriage or we need to go
yeah.
our separate
Hmm.
ways.
Yeah.
And to me, that's very mature to sit down and have that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. And ignoring problems is not going to go away.
Mm-mm.
They'll continue to come back until you deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
And dealing with them is just, you have to search and find your way to deal with them. Maybe counseling,
Coaching.
coaching. Just have an honest conversation about your feelings. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's the thing. I think that people, when you hear the term divorce, you think it's all about yourself and how you're going to make it out of it. And I think if people like sit down with, people who talk to people who have been through it,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, and listen to what they say, and I went through this and I went through that, and think about, is this something that you really want to go through? Is this something you really want to take your family through? And y'all talk about it together. Both of y'all look. Vincent said, and I'm just using Vincent as his name. I don't know Vincent, but he said that when he went through his divorce, he couldn't sleep for
Name.
3 months. You know what I'm saying? Is that something that you willing to do? You know what I'm saying? And how do you think about that? What are we gonna do with the kids? Like, how's that gonna happen?
And we are by no means saying that if you're in a situation where, you know, you need you need to leave. We're not saying to stay and
Right.
cry. What we're saying is that if you get to a point where things are bad, to know that one, divorce is an option, but that's an option that the two of you should sit down and make sure that you're ready um to go through that option. Make sure that that is exactly what you want, and think about the different aspects of divorce.
Yep.
Do you and your partner want to learn simple ways to grow closer?
Do you and your partner want to grow happier together?
Do you and your partner want to be a unified front?
Do you and your partner want to divorce proof your marriage?
If you answer yes to these questions, you need to check out our book, Unlocking Forever 10 Keys to a Successful Marriage Beyond I Do.
Each section focuses on a different aspect of marriage and briefly describes how we handled it in our relationship. At the end of the section, you're given an action step or key to complete with your partner.
These keys are practical steps you can immediately implement in your relationship and help you and your partner be proactive and intentional about your relationship.
You can purchase your copy on Amazon.com.
And until next time, we will holler at y'all.
For our Let's Discuss It topic, we'll be sharing the Should I Get a Divorce checklist from the marriagefoundation.org. This checklist provides 6 relevant questions to think about when considering divorce.
And once again, we're all for doing what works.
Yep.
And we are all for promoting healthy, happy marriages.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you are in the position where your marriage is unhealthy, it's not it's the point of no return, then by all means, forget this checklist
after
and
you
get
have
you an attorney.
After you have listened to every episode of the Beyond I Do podcast.
Nah, I'm not even gonna say that.
And other marriage podcasts. After you have seek counseling from a professional, after you have weighed out all those options, in your relationship and you decide that, look, I can't do it with this joker no more?
Unless
That's what.
unless you know in your heart of hearts that you marry a jackass, and that
Okay.
jackass
Okay. Yeah.
is yeah.
Yeah.
You know exactly who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So, like we said,
Yeah.
um, this is for those couples who feel like, maybe you feel like you've tried everything. Maybe you feel like maybe individually you're thinking, okay, things are over, but you
Yeah.
haven't come together.
Right.
These are the things that you should think about before making that step. Now, if you with a jackass and he been a jackass, this ain't for you. Leave him. This is for those who feel like it may be something there. We did an episode previously where it's our first one of this season,
Yeah.
where 95% of those divorced couples said that if they had have had some type of intervention, if they had have
Yeah.
known some type of source,
They could have
that
worked
they
that
could
thing
have
out.
worked through.
Yep.
So this is for those. Now that other 5%,
That's
we ain't
probably
talking to them.
it's probably the asshole they were
Yes,
married
yes,
to.
that's that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
And asshole can be male or female.
Right.
Let's get that correct.
Absolutely.
All right. So the first thing to think about is finances.
Mhm.
Okay. Are you prepared to pay for a divorce? All right. Do you have now you look into, the rates that a divorce might cost you in your state? It's more than just, the attorney's fees, but it's everything else, you had considered. Do you have a job, or are you a stay-at-home parent? Okay. Where's your financial source gonna come from if this divorce happened? What will happen to your assets if you've collected anything? How y'all gonna split, the table, the chairs, the couch, the furniture that you ain't seen in months, that, years, because it's in the shed somewhere. How y'all gonna split that?
Said Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Uh
Dia went through with the chainsaw.
yeah, with the chainsaw, splitting everything in half. You can't Medea everything. Have you thought about the child support or alimony?
Because Johnny Taylor said
It's cheaper to keep her. Yeah, it is. Look, I done talked to a lot of men and women who have been in a divorce, and almost every last one of them say, yeah, it started out good, but once we started, going through assets and they're going through, it always ended rough. So it's not many amicable divorces out there. That sounded out on the damn podcast. How about that?
God.
It's a little comedy for y'all.
Oh my goodness. All right, next. If you have children, you have to think about the logistics for caring for your children.
Yep.
Will they be psychologically okay? Have you considered the long-term impacts? Now, for that 95%, yes, consider your children, the fact that they'll be living in different homes. How is that going to work?
Yeah.
For that 5%, let me back up on that. If you believe that you are staying and it's because it's beneficial to the children, it is not.
It's not.
Your children know when you don't like each other.
Yep.
I am the product of they should have been split up a long time ago.
Yep.
So when my mom finally told me they were splitting up, I was ready. I didn't care where we're going. Let's go. So don't stay together for the children. But if you get to this point and it's a consideration, think of the children. Think of how this is going to work for them.
They know how it was when before, and they know what's been going on. You know, y'all think they sleep. Y'all arguing, yelling to the top of your lungs, but you know they ain't sleep. They woken up by your yelling and cussing.
Yeah.
And they hear everything that's going on. So and they can see that y'all ain't kissing no more, y'all ain't hugging. They see y'all going through the motions. So these kids ain't as unintelligent as you think they are. They're very smart
and nosy.
All right, so consider yourselves. Are you psychologically prepared for a divorce? Divorce is considered by nearly every professional to be the worst catastrophe one encounters in life, second only to losing a child. Wow, that's powerful. How will you cope with the years of dishevelment? Do you have time to go through a divorce?
That's something we talked about with is it Francine?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And how to, like, you have to, or was it how you have to heal after a breakup or after divorce?
Yeah. Oh no.
Was it Holly?
Holly. It was
Okay.
Holly. Yeah.
And that was something that I learned watching my friend go through divorce, is that no matter the situation with the spouse, there's still a period of grieving. You think about, you've merged lives with this person, good, bad, and different.
Yeah.
And divorce means that things are going to be completely different. And so whether it's a bad situation or not, there's still a level of grieving, even if it's, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda type things, or what if I had not have.
Yeah.
So just knowing that you need to be psychologically prepared for a divorce.
And that person is not going to be there, like, even if y'all didn't get along necessarily, but that person was in the house every night, and now that person's not going to be there at all. You know, how are you going? Are you used to sleeping with somebody in the bed with you, and then that person is gone? And you know, yeah, they're not gone in the sense of passed away, but they're in another house. You know what I'm saying? That might be good for some people, but you know, if you go on 20 something years and you've been sleeping next to somebody, and you know, you could be missing, you know, that body there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, once you realize it, you know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Relationships after divorce. Are you prepared to enter the dating scene?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
they pegging out there, bro.
Oh,
They pegging out there,
hard.
bro. Telling you, look here, they doing some things these days. Yeah, I don't know. Know if I got the bravery to try.
That's that's a hard one.
Look, and I know I'd be missed out, because the first time I meet somebody and she talking about some doggone, I need to get I need you to get my nails done for a date. What? I just met you. What the hell? I'm getting your nails done. Well, anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah. She gonna have to be all right with frugality.
Y'all know that? Y'all ever seen that gas station? It's a gas station chain down here in the South called El Cheapo. That's this Negro, El Cheapo. That's me.
All day. Are you mentally prepared for a potential future by yourself?
Oh yeah.
And how will dating impact your children? So all of those things you need to take into consideration.
Yep. Start bringing other people around. That ain't my daddy. I've heard all the horror stories. Kids sizing you up. You got some old smart teenager you got to deal with. You over going to somebody's house for the first time. It's my son, and they looking at you up and down, sizing you up. What you gonna do about that, partner?
Yeah, I'm a gangster. I ain't worried about nobody kids.
Oh, you ain't?
I'm a G.
Oh. I tell you what. That little smart mouth little kid, I don't even know, talking to me.
Before,
look here, bro.
Look, before we were married, my rule was I don't date people with kids. If anything were to happen to us,
you gonna be
they can have adult kids,
Okay.
And
But yeah,
adult kids, but
adult
if
kids,
you
not no
if
little
you
ones.
are in the midst of what like going with you to football games,
Yeah, I can't be.
like your kid.
I can't be get with nobody and you still changing diapers.
Right?
You still.
Nah.
You gotta. I
Mess
gotta
around and
look.
forget the baby
I gotta put a
somewhere.
car.
Can't
You
do
know, I
that.
got tools in the back of my truck. You know, I got to put a car seat back there. What the hell you talking about?
Mess around and
Just to
forget the
go
baby
somewhere.
somewhere. Whose child were we babysitting?
It is.
And I put on the bed, or did you put the child on the bed?
I can't even.
One
But
of
it
us
probably
put.
was me. I remember
Now,
somebody's child,
disclaimer:
niece or nephew. I put them on the floor.
the baby did not fall
Yeah, the baby didn't fall.
because we realized, oh shoot,
But I
we
remember
went.
keeping somebody's child that wasn't walking, and I put the baby on the floor, thinking he's ready to walk. My kids was 7 and 9 by the end, so I mean, shoot,
No.
used to that. All right, so now your social life. Okay, how's that gonna be? Have you checked in with your friends? Check in with them friends to tell you how it is out there.
Because, well, not just with that, but a lot of times you have shared friends.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah,
when the couple splits,
I ain't
y'all
think
have
about
to,
that.
y'all get custody of the
You
kids.
custody friends.
Yeah.
Look, because one of them couples gonna stop speaking to one of y'all.
Right,
that now.
right. You came in with a certain number, you probably leaving with that number or
Yep,
fewer.
exactly. Which of your friends will stick with you? We just talked about that. And where will you go for holidays and family gatherings?
Now that's one that we've talked because it's me. I'm in therapy though. We're working on it. But I just feel like, if we're done, we're done. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Yours, I came with mine. And but when I thought about it, I have a family member who's still my family, even though the person she was married to, they're divorced now. She's still my, so I mean, I guess I get it a little bit.
Yeah, you know, a couple of your family members was mine.
Oh, I know.
Regardless.
I know.
No, that is.
I know. And that's, yeah, but as for me,
we closer than y'all are.
I mean, hey, you're right. And I can't do anything about that. I wouldn't. But I would just make sure that anytime you saw me, you would realize what you messed up.
All right.
Yeah, it would be your fault.
It would be my fault.
All right. So we're going to end how we started. Make sure that your marriage is not recoverable before moving forward with divorce. Make sure that you have tried everything. Now, the exceptions to that.
Yep.
If there are drug, alcohol abuse, medication abuse, any of those things require additional support and help. Maybe divorce is not the answer right then. Maybe we need to get some help on these other things. But sometimes that's the boundary that needs to be set if the partner is not willing to get help for those things.
Yeah.
If you discover that there's something dangerous about your spouse, your spouse is a pedophile, part of a crime organization, a violent alcoholic or drug addict. There again, those are things that I would imagine, I cross the line at those things.
Yeah.
Is your spouse having an affair? That's something that I would never say that an affair equals divorce.
Right.
Every situation is different. However, every situation is different, and you have to do what feels right for you. And you have to understand also that it takes two people to work through these things.
Yep.
When a marriage is involved. So if there is infidelity and your spouse is not willing to put in the work that you require for healing to occur, then that's something to think about. And then if you're already currently separated and you've tried to work through things and it's not happening, then by all means, don't keep each other in a place of unhappiness. I mean, it's what are you trying to prove a point? Like, what's the point?
Holding on or whatever. But yeah, that's the thing. Is like, we hoping this checklist have given some people some things to think about, and even if it's from a standpoint of what I was thinking about it, but I may reconsider, because usually if somebody's thinking about divorce, it's a personal decision before it becomes the couple's decision,
right?
Because somebody is seeking something,
and at this, like, look for resources, because there are resources out there. And if you are in this situation and you need resources, you can reach out to us. We have done interviews with some phenomenal women who work with people who are in the midst of divorce, and we have an upcoming episode or interview with someone who is working hard to make sure that there are things in place for couples who are going through divorce. So if you are in this situation and you're trying to figure it out, look for resources, reach out to us. We have resources available, because it's not something that you want to take lightly.
Yeah. And just remember, y'all, all problems are solvable. It's just what the two people, how they come together to solve the issue.
I'm not gonna say all.
Well, I mean,
most.
I say most.
Right. Like if you haul off and hit me, it's only one way to solve.
Well, that's solvable.
Yeah, it's only one way to solve that.
I would do that. I mean,
you sure wouldn't. I know. Because you are a beautiful human being.
Never put my hands on
you. Have not.
In a violent manner.
You have not.
Except for this one time.
And you're not gonna start. Not here.
Oh no. It's definitely out of character. So
absolutely.
Anyway.
All right.
Well, till next time. We gonna holler at y'all.